So maybe you've heard that you can't build muscle on a vegetarian or vegan diet. I'm here to tell you that's not true, and I'm going to teach you how you can build muscle while following a meatless diet. My name is Natalie Rizzo. I'm a sports dietitian and the owner of Nutrition a la Natalie. Before we get started, if you could hit the subscribe button below, I would be eternally grateful. You'll get more info like this. Now, it's a common misconception that plant and dairy don't have as much protein as meat sources. And this is not true. Look at our example here. About 3 ounces of chicken has about 21 grams of protein. You know what else has about 20 grams of protein? A small Greek yogurt for vegetarians, or about half a block of tofu for vegans. So you can definitely get enough protein on a vegetarian or vegan diet, but there are some ways to help you pair those proteins together, get them at the right times of the day so that you can build enough muscle on a meatless diet. And I'm going to give you those tips. I have 5 tips to help you build muscle on a vegetarian or vegan diet. So tip number 1 is to eat a variety of protein throughout the day. There's a few different things that go into this tip. One is that people tend to have a lot of protein at one meal and not enough protein at another meal. As we know, protein is the main macronutrient to help you build muscle, but you have to spread your intake throughout the day. So that means getting around 20 to 30 grams at breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even in snack time. People eat a lot of snacks. Some people eat more snacks than they eat meals. And one of the things about snacking is that snacks are really full of a lot of carbohydrates and not so much about protein. Protein-rich snacks not only help keep you full, but they contribute to muscle growth. So you want to make sure you're getting enough protein at snack time. Now, when I say eating a variety of proteins, that means eating things like beans, legumes, soy products, dairy products, nuts, seeds. All of those throughout the day will work together to help with muscle growth. And here's why. All of these proteins have different essential amino acids in them. You want to eat what we call complementary proteins, meaning different proteins with different amino acids in them, because a lot of plant-based proteins don't have all 9 essential amino acids. And without those 9 essential amino acids, you're not getting a complete protein, which is really necessary for muscle growth. But there's a really easy way around this. You just pair complementary proteins. And that's as simple as pairing beans and rice, or hummus and pita chips. There's different things that you can pair together to get those complementary proteins. So the best way to go about this is to making sure that you eat different plant-based proteins throughout the day. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 piggybacks off of that. And the best way to make sure that you're getting enough protein throughout the day and having well-balanced meals is to have some sort of a plan. Have some sort of a meal plan in place. Know where your food is coming from. Know what you're going to eat at a meal before you eat it. So when you're working out throughout the day, you want to make sure that you have some protein after that workout to help with muscle recovery, because that protein within 60 minutes after a workout helps to build muscle. And then if you're planning out your meals, you can make sure that you have enough protein at every single meal to help build muscle. So that's tip number 2, really easy. Have some sort of a plan, whether you write it down on your phone or just have it in your head. Tip number 3. Now this may sound a little counterintuitive, but tip number 3 is to make sure you're eating enough carbs. And why are carbs important for muscle growth? Carbs are the primary fuel source for exercise, meaning that they provide energy for exercise. So if you drastically cut back on carbs and are only eating protein, you're not going to have enough gas in the tank to power you through a workout. So you want to make sure you have enough carbs in your diet. Now that doesn't mean eating donuts, cookies, soda, chips, but carbs can be healthy foods like sweet potatoes, bananas, squash, whole grains, dairy foods. Things like that are going to give you enough energy to work out. And there's also some research that shows having a little bit of carbs after a workout helps with muscle growth. So make sure you don't deny yourself carbs in your diet. Tip number 4 is to vary your workouts. So maybe you're a runner, triathlete, you love doing cardio, spin class. That's great. I recommend doing the workouts that you love. But you have to vary your workouts to give your muscles a little bit of a challenge. The more you challenge your muscles, the more you're going to build muscle. So even if you are a runner or someone who loves cardio, you want to incorporate some strength training, whether it's body weights or using dumbbells, to help you build muscle. And that's also going to help you become stronger and more powerful in your sport. So come up with some sort of training plan, whether you work with a coach, a personal trainer, or you do it on your own. If you're working out 6 days a week, make sure you're getting at least 2 days of strength training in there, because that's really going to help with muscle growth. And tip number 5, if you are not sure how much protein you're having or how many calories you're having throughout the day, you may want to track your intake. And that's as simple as using an app like MyFitnessPal to log all of the food you eat, and you don't have to do this for months on end. It could just be for a few days. At the end of the day, you're going to see how many calories you're eating, how much protein, how much carbs, and how much fat. It will give you the ideal macronutrient range, but you want to have about 20 to 30% of your calories come from protein. And you don't want to have too much processed food, too much sugar, and you don't want to be eating more calories than you need, because if you're eating more calories than you need, you're going to store those extra calories as fat, which is going to be hard for you to build muscle because the muscle is going to be underneath the fat. So if you're just not sure where you're going wrong and none of the other tips are working, try tracking your calories, because that may be a really good way for you to see what you're actually taking in throughout the day and how much protein you're getting. On a vegetarian or vegan diet, you may not be getting as much as you think, because a lot of protein-rich foods like beans and legumes and whole grains are higher in carbs than you may think. So give that a try, let me know how it goes. I hope these tips are helpful. I have some resources for you that you may find helpful. One is the best vegetarian foods for recovery, the healthiest carbs for athletes. These are all articles from my website. I'm going to drop them in the description below. And then if you want to know more about protein for recovery, protein for hunger and appetite, and just muscle building in general, check out the Runner Nutrition Plan, which gives you access to me. It's one of my courses with tons of lessons on this stuff. I'm going to put that in the description below as well. And then lastly, give me a thumbs up or a like if you like this video. I really appreciate you watching. See you next time.